When a water line has current on it, with that current continuing through the ground wire to the panel and then to the grounded conductor on the service entrance, several steps can be taken to address this situation. First, turn off the main breaker and disconnect the water pipe from the grounding system. Then, take an amperage reading on the water pipe to see if the current is still present. If current remains, the source is within the property. If the current is no longer there, it's likely originating from a neighboring property. Should the current persist after the initial test, inspect all grounding connections within the house. Ensure all electrical equipment is correctly grounded. To further isolate the issue, turn off individual breakers one at a time to observe if the current disappears, which can help pinpoint the problem's location. If the current is not present during the initial test, the problem is likely outside the property. In this case, communicating with neighbors about any electrical issues they may have experienced is the next step. Offer assistance in troubleshooting, or request permission to inspect their grounding system. If identifying the source proves difficult, seeking help from a qualified electrician is recommended. Another potential solution involves installing a ground rod and connecting the water pipe to it. This creates a low resistance path for current to flow back to the substation. It could reduce the amount of current flowing through the water pipe. However, disconnecting the ground clamp on the water pipe is not advisable, as it poses a safety hazard and can damage electrical equipment. The root cause of current on the water pipe often stems from an ungrounded neutral, potentially located on a neighboring property. In the event of a short circuit, the current might return to the substation via the water pipe. To elaborate on testing for this issue, the procedure is as follows. Firstly, turn off the main breaker. Secondly, disconnect the water pipe from the house's grounding system. Thirdly, use an amp probe to measure the current on the water pipe. This will determine if the source of the current is within the property or external. If the current is still present after disconnecting and turning off the main breaker, the issue is within the property. In this case, carefully inspect all grounding connections. Confirm that every piece of electrical equipment is correctly grounded. A systematic approach is to turn off each breaker individually to see if the current disappears. This helps isolate the circuit where the problem resides. If the current is absent after disconnecting the water pipe and turning off the main breaker, the source of the current is likely on a neighboring property. Communication with the neighbors is essential. Ask them if they have experienced any electrical problems. Offer assistance in troubleshooting, or request to check their grounding system. Identifying and resolving the issue on the neighbor's property may involve tightening or repairing loose neutral connections. Alternatively, installing a dielectric coupling on the waterline after the 10-foot point can satisfy NEC requirements. However, this option may require cutting the concrete floor or digging a deep trench. Disconnecting the ground clamp is not recommended due to potential safety hazards and the risk of electrical equipment damage. If the source of the current cannot be determined, engaging a qualified electrician for professional assistance is crucial. An additional option to consider is installing a dedicated ground rod and connecting the water pipe to it. This offers a low resistance path for the current to return to the substation, which can minimize the amount of current flowing through the water pipe. When considering the electrical service, several key components work together to ensure safety and proper operation. The service entrance conductors bring power from the utility transformer to the building's main disconnect. The grounded conductor, often referred to as the neutral, provides a return path for current and is typically connected to ground at the service entrance. The grounding electrode system, which includes ground rods, water pipes, and other grounding electrodes, establishes a connection to the earth, providing a path for fault current to flow back to the source. This helps to trip circuit breakers or fuses, protecting against electrical shock and equipment damage. Bonding jumpers are used to connect metallic parts of the electrical system, such as metal conduit, enclosures, and equipment grounding conductors, to ensure that they are all at the same potential. This minimizes the risk of electrical shock. Ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, are designed to protect against electrical shock by detecting even small amounts of current leakage to ground. They are commonly installed in bathrooms, kitchens, and other areas where there is a risk of exposure to water. Arc fault circuit interrupters, or RFCs, are designed to protect against fires caused by arcing faults in electrical wiring. They are now required in many areas of the home, such as bedrooms and living rooms. Surge protective devices, or SPDs, are used to protect against voltage surges caused by lightning strikes or other electrical disturbances. They divert the surge current away from sensitive electronic equipment, preventing damage. Proper grounding and bonding are essential for electrical safety. They provide a path for fault current to flow back to the source, helping to trip circuit breakers or fuses and protect against electrical shock and equipment damage. Regular inspection and maintenance of the electrical system are crucial to ensure that it is functioning properly and safely. This includes checking grounding connections, testing GFCIs and FCIs, and inspecting wiring for damage or deterioration. When troubleshooting electrical problems, it is important to follow safe work practices and use appropriate personal protective equipment, such as insulated gloves and safety glasses. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, it is best to call a qualified electrician. Understanding electrical concepts such as voltage, current, resistance, and power is essential for working with electricity safely and effectively. Voltage is the electrical potential difference between 2 points. Current is the flow of electrical charge. Resistance is the opposition to the flow of current. Power is the rate at which electrical energy is transferred. Ohm's law describes the relationship between voltage, current, and resistance. It states that voltage is equal to current times resistance. Power is equal to voltage times current. Series circuits and parallel circuits are two basic types of electrical circuits. In a series circuit, the components are connected in a single path, so the current is the same through all components. In a parallel circuit, the components are connected in multiple paths, so the voltage is the same across all components. Circuit breakers and fuses are used to protect electrical circuits from overcurrents. A circuit breaker is a resettable device that trips when the current exceeds a certain level. A fuse is a one-time device that melts and breaks the circuit when the current exceeds a certain level. Electrical codes and standards such as the National Electrical Code, or NEC, provide guidelines for the safe installation and operation of electrical systems. These codes and standards are developed by organizations such as the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, and Underwriters Laboratories, or UL. It is important to follow these codes and standards to ensure electrical safety. When working with electricity, it is essential to be aware of the potential hazards and to take precautions to protect yourself. This includes wearing appropriate personal protective equipment, using insulated tools, and following safe work practices. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, it is best to call a qualified electrician. Electrical safety is a critical aspect of any electrical system. Proper grounding, bonding, and overcurrent protection are essential for protecting against electrical shock, fire, and equipment damage. Regular inspection and maintenance of the electrical system are crucial to ensure that it is functioning properly and safely. When troubleshooting electrical problems, it is important to follow safe work practices and use appropriate personal protective equipment. Understanding electrical concepts and following electrical codes and standards are essential for working with electricity safely and effectively. In addressing the specific situation of current on a water pipe, a systematic approach is necessary. The first step is to identify the source of the current, whether it originates from within the property or from an external source. This involves disconnecting the water pipe from the grounding system and measuring the current to determine if it persists. If the current is present after disconnecting, a thorough inspection of the internal grounding system is required, including checking all grounding connections and electrical equipment. If the current is not present after disconnecting, the source is likely external, and communication with neighbors is necessary to investigate potential issues on their properties. Once the source of the current is identified, appropriate corrective actions can be taken. This may involve repairing or tightening loose neutral connections, installing a dedicated ground rod, or other measures to provide a low resistance path for the current to return to the source. It is important to prioritize safety and consult with a qualified electrician to ensure that all work is performed correctly and in accordance with electrical codes and standards. The information presented here is for educational purposes only and should not be considered a substitute for professional electrical advice. Working with electricity can be dangerous, and it is essential to take precautions to protect yourself and others. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, it is best to call a qualified electrician. By following these guidelines and working safely, you can help to ensure the safety and reliability of your electrical system. Furthermore, several other considerations need to be understood in a general electrical system. Electrical panels, also known as breaker boxes or load centers, are distribution points that divide an electrical power feed into subsidiary circuits, while providing a protective fuse or circuit breaker for each circuit in a common enclosure. These are critical for safety and management of electricity. Wiring methods refer to the techniques and materials used for the physical installation of electrical conductors. Common methods include using conduits, cables, raceways, and trays, each suited for different environments and applications. Electrical boxes are enclosures designed to protect wiring connections, such as switches, outlets, and lighting fixtures. These boxes come in various shapes and sizes to accommodate different wiring configurations and device types. Conduits and raceways are protective tubing systems used to route and protect electrical wiring. Conduits are typically rigid metal or plastic pipes, while raceways are enclosed channels or troughs. Both provide physical protection and organization for wiring. Overcurrent protection devices, such as circuit breakers and fuses, are critical safety components designed to interrupt the flow of electricity in the event of an overcurrent or short circuit. This prevents overheating, equipment damage, and potential fire hazards. Lighting systems encompass various types of luminaires, lamps, and control devices used to provide illumination in residential, commercial, and industrial settings. Lighting systems are often designed to meet specific energy efficiency and aesthetic requirements. Electric motors are electromechanical devices that convert electrical energy into mechanical energy. They are used in a wide range of applications, from small appliances to large industrial equipment. Control systems are designed to regulate and manage the operation of electrical equipment and systems. These systems can range from simple on-off switches to complex programmable logic controllers, or PLCs, used in automated manufacturing processes. Electrical safety equipment includes a variety of tools and devices designed to protect workers from electrical hazards. This includes insulated gloves, safety glasses, voltage detectors, and lockout-tagout devices. Renewable energy systems such as solar photovoltaic, or PV, and wind power are becoming increasingly common as a means of generating electricity from sustainable sources. These systems require specialized equipment and expertise for installation or maintenance. Energy efficiency measures are aimed at reducing the amount of electricity consumed by various devices and systems. This can include using energy-efficient lighting, appliances, and HVAC systems, as well as implementing building automation and energy management strategies. Power quality refers to the characteristics of the electrical power supply, including voltage stability, frequency regulation, and harmonic distortion. Poor power quality can lead to equipment malfunction, reduced efficiency, and increased operating costs. Electrical testing and measurement are essential for verifying the proper functioning and safety of electrical systems. This involves using a variety of instruments such as multimeters, oscilloscopes, and insulation testers to measure voltage, current, resistance, and other parameters. Electrical codes and standards such as the National Electrical Code, or NEC, and the National Electrical Safety Code, or NESC, provide guidelines for the safe installation and operation of electrical systems. These codes and standards are developed by organizations such as the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, and the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, or IE. Electrical design and engineering involve the planning, design, and specification of electrical systems for various applications. This includes determining the appropriate wiring methods, selecting electrical equipment, and ensuring compliance with applicable codes and standards. Electrical installation and maintenance are the processes of installing, inspecting, testing, and repairing electrical systems. These tasks require specialized skills and knowledge and should only be performed by qualified electricians. Electrical troubleshooting is the process of identifying and resolving problems in electrical systems. This involves using a variety of tools and techniques to diagnose the cause of the problem and implement effective solutions. Electrical safety training is essential for anyone who works with or around electricity. This training should cover topics such as electrical hazards, safe work practices, and the proper use of electrical safety equipment. Continuing education is important for electricians and other electrical professionals to stay up to date with the latest technologies, codes, and standards. This can include attending seminars, workshops, and online courses. Professional certifications, such as those offered by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, or IBU, and the National Electrical Contractors Association, or NECA, can demonstrate an electrician's knowledge, skills, and experience. These certifications can enhance career opportunities and increase earning potential. Ethical considerations are important in the electrical profession. Electricians have a responsibility to ensure the safety of the public and to provide honest and reliable service. This includes following codes and standards, using quality materials, and avoiding conflicts of interest. Community involvement is a way for electricians to give back to their communities. This can include volunteering time and expertise to help with electrical projects for non-profit organizations, schools, and other community groups. Advocacy for the electrical profession is important to ensure that electricians are recognized for their skills and contributions. This can include participating in industry associations, lobbying for legislation that supports the electrical industry, and promoting the value of electrical education and training. Innovation in the electrical industry is constantly evolving, with new technologies and techniques being developed to improve the safety, efficiency, and reliability of electrical systems. This includes areas such as smart grids, energy storage, and electric vehicles. Global perspectives are important in the electrical industry, as electrical systems are becoming increasingly interconnected and interdependent. This requires an understanding of international codes and standards, as well as cultural differences in electrical practices. Future trends in the electrical industry include the increasing adoption of renewable energy sources, the growth of smart grids, and the development of new electrical technologies. These trends will create new opportunities and challenges for electrical professionals. In summary, addressing current on a water pipe requires a systematic approach that involves identifying the source of the current, taking appropriate corrective actions, and prioritizing safety. It is essential to consult with a qualified electrician to ensure that all work is performed correctly and in accordance with electrical codes and standards. Additionally, understanding the broader context of electrical systems, safety practices, and industry trends is crucial for electrical professionals. Remember, the advice provided here is for informational purposes only and should not substitute professional consultation. When dealing with electrical issues, the guidance of a qualified electrician is paramount.